This is a tutorial of the Amazon Sourcer, a Google Sheet I created that automatically finds sources of Amazon products. This is one video in a series of videos where I'm demonstrating the different parts of the system and how to use them. So there are other videos that you may need to watch before this. In the previous videos, I demonstrated how to get product data in here using a free Chrome extension. That is one way to get product data in here. I also showed or demonstrated how to get the products to start sourcing using the sourcing menu, which was quite simple to do. So I did demonstrate that as well. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that I upgraded or updated it just slightly, not the actual number of the version, but just the letter, by adding the letter B, because I made a very slight change in previous videos. I made a slight change to the buttons here, and I might have changed like a color or something else. Just a few small things that needed to be changed, and so this might look just slightly different from the previous two videos, but very slightly different, but just so you know that. Okay, but when you download this system, you are getting a copy of whatever is in front of you in this video, just so you know. Okay, now first thing I want to do quickly is point out that the last ASIN row is row 557, and you've got 499 ASINs. Why am I mentioning that? It's for progress to see where you are. Over here, the last row that was sourced is 557. Okay, and as you source products, it automatically puts these numbers here. So these areas are not to be touched, right? I mean, just, you don't edit these areas because this is where the system prints out that information. So we know it's finished sourcing because the last row of ASINs is 557 and the last row that was sourced was 557. So we're moving on now to the next step. So here's the thing. At this point, we have a list of Amazon products on the left, and then we have potential sources of those products on the right. Now, the sources are going from left to right. There are multiple sources on the sheet. And of course, you can go ahead and just click through these sources and compare them to the Amazon products, which there's an Amazon link here that you can open, okay, to do that. And then you can click the sources over here if you want to check sources against those Amazon links. Now, here's the thing. That's fine just for navigating, but it's not very good if you want to calculate profit. So to calculate profit, you need to get these onto another sheet, which is a product list sheet, where it has the column set up on with individual sources, and where I have formulas in here that are actually going to help you calculate profit. So let me show you the process of generating that sheet. And no, you don't have to copy and paste because it's going to do that for you. So that's the good thing. You don't have to literally sit there and copy these, but you do need to understand what's going on with this. Okay, now there's if you use software, I didn't demonstrate that in this video, but I'll have a video on that. Then you're going to get FBA fees in here, quite possibly, if you're using software to get Amazon data. So you might have FBA fees. Okay, if you don't, but you need some kind of FBA fee in here, you can type in like a general fee that you think applies, in general to the products, or just leave it blank. It really depends on what method that you're using. Now, if you're doing something like drop shipping, of course, you're not going to care about the FBA fee, then you would just leave this blank. Now, for the referral fee, you can put a percentage in here. Right, so let's say for this department or category of products that I scraped, they were from the home category. I expect them to be a 15% referral fee. All right, so basically what you can do is you can enter 15%, 15 with the percent sign, and then you can just copy it down. Okay, or you can, so you can basically just copy this down. On another version, I actually had a button where you could enter the 15%. And it actually would just set the 15% all the way down if you wanted the default 15%. So I'll probably go ahead and add a button like that back on. So when you download this, you might not actually have to copy and paste or drag down in these 15%. So by the way, you don't have to do that anyway. You can highlight them, right click, copy, right? And then what you can do is click here, and I'll show you Control Shift down will select all the way down to the bottom, and then you can paste. I use the keyboard, but you can use right click paste or Control V, and that is how you can paste all the way down, okay, that same referral fee. But again, Now that I'm doing it, I'm going to go ahead and make that button that I used to have, which is going to automatically let you put these in here so you don't have to copy and paste those all the way down. I'm going to just leave out the FBA fee right now to this particular. In fact, you know what? I am going to put it in. I have my reasons. I'm going to go ahead and put in that FBA fee. I'm going to just put a 5 in here for $5. And I mean, I know it's not always going to be $5, but I'm just, this is just the number that I'm going to go with. And then I will just copy it. And I will just go Control Shift down, all the way down, Control V, or right click paste on the keyboard, just to fill in that referral fee and that FBA fee ahead of time. Okay, so I have those filled in. And what I'll do now is just generate. Just press generate products list so I can create a products list. So once I click on generate products list, I want you to understand what it's doing. Okay, it's taking, in fact, let me actually show you what it's doing. Right over here, you can see it's taking that first ASIN and printing it with each different source that was found for the ASIN. Right, so there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sources. So you can see the ASIN 6 times on 6 different rows with a different source each time, because how else are you going to calculate the profit for each of these potential sources if they're not on separate rows? So it's going to separate everything. And you see it's copying that referral fee and FBA fee from the first sheet over here as well. Okay, and there's some defaults in here that are getting copied. The number of units is 1. In a video where I talk more about, you know, the profit and specific product examples, I can show you more on the details of this. But basically, it's calculating the total cost from the supplier. It's calculating fees, and then it's determining the profit as an FBA item using the FBA fee versus the profit as an FBM, no FBA fee, and then you have to figure it out from there if you're doing FBM. Right, what your expenses are if you drop shipping or shipping it to customers or whatever. All right, so it's really quite simple. It shows you the last row that was copied, which right now is 21. That means the last row on the sheet, the main sheet, and then it shows you the last row that was generated on the product list sheet. So right now it's up to row 54, for instance. So that's telling you, well, that's the last row that was printed. So that's basically how it works. You don't really have to worry about source index. It's just walking through source 1, 2, 3, all the way through to however many sources it has on each row. It just has to keep track of that so it knows where it left off. So you don't have to really worry about that, but it's just here. And it's just kind of cool to see as well. So that is it for generating a products list. And what I will do in another video, I will go into more details about getting more data, mainly supplier data, into this products list, which will then allow us to calculate the profits. And I'll talk about that, looking at some specific products, examples from this same very sheet. If you don't already have a copy of this Google Sheet and you would like to have a copy, there's a link in the description of this video where you can go ahead and obtain a copy of this Google Sheet. And otherwise, you can leave comments, questions, or suggestions below the video. You can also contact me at contact information that's provided in the description of the video as well. I'm Mr. Mark, and I look forward to either hearing from you or seeing you around in another video.